Today we're going to be talking about lesson 1.5, which is on solving inequalities. Now, we've talked about equations. Equation is when you have one side equal to another side. Okay, so A is equal to B. Inequalities are when you have one side A is either less than B or A is greater than B. Okay? And so we can use the same concepts of addition and subtraction of equality similarly to inequalities. So if you add some value C to both A and B, it's going to remain greater than, or it's going to remain less than. Okay? Same is true with subtraction. Okay? If you add or subtract something from both sides, you'll still get your inequality to be the same. So if I look at this one right here, example 1, it says y minus 6 is less than 3. So what we have to do is I want y by itself right here. Okay? And so if I'm going to do that, I need to undo or get rid of the minus 6. So the opposite of subtracting 6 is adding 6 to both sides of my inequality symbol. This is the less than symbol. Okay? So we'd end up getting y is less than 9. So for any value less than 9, I can put into this equation and it remains correct. So here's my number line right here. Okay? It says to graph my solution on number line. Okay? So I'll start with the number always that I find, and then I'll put a couple to the left and a couple to the right. 7, and there's 11. Okay? 2 more, 2 more, just like that. Okay, so question, is this an open or closed circle? Well, we remember that it always starts as an open circle, okay, at 9, and then it would fill in if it was also equal to that value. And so you'll see over here when we have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, that's when we would fill in our point on the number line. So here it's not filled in, okay, it's at 9, and it's going to be less than. So I think, okay, is 7 less than 9 or is 11 less than 9? Well, obviously 7 is, so my graph is going to go this way, okay? I'll fill it in, just like that. So we see our values of 9, just a little bit less than 9, and everything less than that works for this inequality, okay? There's a couple guided practice problems you can try. Multiplication property of inequality, okay? Goes like this. If I multiply both sides by a positive number, my inequality symbol remains the same. However, if I multiply by a negative value, my inequality is going to switch, okay? And the reason that is because you'll see this example right here. 12 is greater than negative 7, right? But if I multiply both sides by negative 4, all of a sudden we get negative 48 and 28. Now, is negative 48 still greater than positive 28? The answer is no. That is why our symbol has to switch right there. Same remains with division. If you multiply or divide by a positive number, okay, your inequality symbol is going to remain the same. If you divide by a negative, it also switches. Okay? All right, so let's look at this one right here. It says solve an inequality using multiplication division. So solve this, negative 4.2x is less than negative 29.4, and graph the solution on a number line. Okay? So I see right here I have x, and I want to isolate that x. So how do I undo multiplying by negative 4.2? Well, I divide both sides of my inequality by negative 4.2. Okay? I have x remaining. But my inequality symbol is going to switch directions. Now from less than or equal to, it's now gone greater than or equal to. And negative 29.4 ends up being positive 7. So now we have x is greater than or equal to 7. So any value that is 7 or greater, any real number 7 or greater, will work for this inequality. So I make my number line. Okay? Again, I like to put that 7 right in the middle. Okay? A couple of them to the left, a couple of them to the right. Right? And so question, is this an open or closed circle? Well, we said it always starts as an open circle, but then since we have this equal to underneath it, it also includes 7 right there. We fill it in. And now we're looking at greater than. Is 5 greater than 7 or is 9 greater than 7? It's 9. Okay? So here we go. We've graphed it on a number line as well. Here's a couple of them that you can try. Okay, example 3. graph the solution set on the number line. Okay? So if I look at this one right here, I always, when I'm solving equations or inequalities, I always look for the weirdest thing, the goofiest thing, the thing that looks the dirtiest. Okay? And so right now I'd say this dividing by 6 looks the worst. And so I got to undo that. So what do? I multiply both sides by 6. Okay? Multiply both sides by 6. Okay? That way these cancel each other out. And 6 times negative 4c is negative 24c. Okay? Now, did I multiply by a positive number or a negative number? If it's positive, my symbol remains the same. And now I got 5c plus 58. So now that I'm to this point, I have c's on one side and I have c's and numbers on the other side. So I want to get c's to all the same side. So how do I move this plus 5c to the other side? I have to subtract it. So I subtract 5c from both sides. So I get negative 29c is less than or equal to, okay, 5c minus 5c goes away, 58. So now I got to get c by itself. I have to undo multiplying by negative 29. So I divide by negative 29. Okay, those cancel each other out. And I'm left with c Now notice my inequality symbol is going to switch directions because I divided by a negative number greater than negative 2. Okay, so c is greater than or equal to negative 2. So on my number line, I'll put negative 2 right in the middle. Okay, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Okay, open or close circle at negative 2 is closed because I have greater than or equal to. And so now greater than. Is negative 4 greater than negative 2? Or is 0 greater than negative 2? If there's 0, the line goes this way. Here's 4 problems you could also try as well. Now let's take a look at everyone's favorite word problems. Enrique's company pays Salim to advertise on Salim's website. Salim's website earns $15 per month plus 5 cents for every time a visitor clicks on an advertisement. What is the least number of clicks per month that Salim needs in order to earn $50 per month or more? So let's set up our inequality. So for sure, he's going to get paid $15 per month, right? For sure, $15 per month. Then it's 0.5 cents, okay, 5 cents for every click. So we're going to just call that C. And he wants to earn $50 or more each month, okay? So that means over here is going to be 50. So the inequality symbol I'm going to use, if it's going to be greater than 50, but it could also be exactly 50. So 15 plus 0.05c is greater than or equal to 50. Now I just solve it like last time. Subtract 15, and I get 0.05c is greater than or equal to 50 minus 15 is going to be 35. And now to get c by itself, I divide both sides by 0.05. And so my clicks has to be greater than or equal to 700. Okay? So, how many does he need? He needs at least 700 clicks to make $50 per month on his website. Here's a guided practice problem you can try.